We are now, though.
Hello and welcome.
Hello. Welcome back to Area Nerdy 1. And this is a big episode.
What?
Since there's a
Wait, hold
lot
on.
of
What if we can't? We need to come in like a little quieter, like like those ASMR sessions. It's just like, hey, welcome back.
Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
Welcome to All Nerds Free Real Estate.
Go closer. It's free real estate.
It's free real estate.
Hey, everyone on the internet, come closer. I gotta
Like an NPR thing.
Hey, welcome back to Area Nerdy 1. This is Jarrett and Jimmy and Matt. We're gonna talk about nerd stuff and trailers today. Thanks, glad to be here.
Let me just tap on my Game Boy real quick.
Okay.
That's the A button.
Is that the
That's the A button.
Are you jumping or are you interacting?
No,
Something.
I'm trying to click.
The A now traditionally the A button is specifically for jumping. Right,
Yes.
Right.
Right. Oh wait a minute.
come on,
I gotta go to the pause.
Can we go back to like outside voices, please?
Yes, outside voices.
Well,
we could go to inside voices. This is inside voices. We were just at ASMR voices.
Nerdy 1. What is Cheddar's up here with these names already? Like we've been live for like 2 minutes, and
why isn't Cheddar our marketing executive right now?
Well, I gotta move your guys' screen over 1 second. Jimmy, you're like cut off on this.
All right,
Okay.
a little aside. Have either of you actually experienced ASMR?
Yeah. So like this is like Chinese guy who like eats like fried chicken, and it's like for some reason I find it really satisfying because he does like this one thing because he like kissed it a couple of times and then he ate it and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess I just haven't found my niche yet. I haven't found my trigger.
I think everyone has their own thing. But anyway, back to the subject at hand.
Okay.
Today, what we're going to be doing is something a little different. We're trying something new. It's going to be called Bomb or Bust. Where we take new movies and shows that are going to be coming out soon or just come out recently, and we're going to talk about whether we think that it's going to bomb or it's going to be a blockbuster.
Right.
But of course, with the streaming networks as they are, things can be very slow at first and then pick up very quickly. So it's kind of a crapshoot, especially with the theaters being closed.
Yeah. 2021 is going to be a big year for movies as far as releases, but it's going to be very strange as far as how they're released and how the metrics are. Because last year, if millions of people showed up for movies, it was a blockbuster.
Right.
Now it's much more quiet, I guess, and there's you have to watch the streaming and the statistics, so it's going to be
right.
How movies and studios are going to make their money is going to be different in this coming year for sure.
Like Waterworld bombed at the box office but has garnered way more views overall after its initial release and failure, just because of its its
nostalgia factor
that it's so bad.
Well, to me, in my opinion, that I think movie ratings have changed in the last 20 years because with streaming services and also how we get our new resources for our movies and our shows, I feel like the rating system has changed so much.
Yeah,
that's why we made our own. It's called Bomb or Bust.
I know,
exactly.
But I'm saying like Rotten Tomatoes, for example. Back then it's like okay, you won't know you won't know it's good until you actually go and see it in theater.
Right.
Yeah,
and of course, again, it is all subjective. Like one of my favorite movies of all time is Jurassic Park 3, and it's known for being terrible, but it's so good.
It was so good, dude.
Yeah, it was
I'm
good.
on board. I'm on board with this.
So this segment is just talk about stuff that's coming up. We already did have a whole episode about King Kong versus Godzilla, or if you're a Godzilla fan, Godzilla versus King Kong.
Kong's gonna win. Team Kong.
We're not getting into that.
Okay, fine, whatever.
A living atomic weapon is versus a monkey.
If you want to see this full argument, check out our previous episode.
Yeah, way to roll into that one.
yeah, way to plug it. That's like expert right there.
You see, I got the plug in. You guys didn't even realize it.
Yeah,
dude.
So
if you want, obviously now that you know how we plug things in, if you want to sponsor our episodes and send us money, go to Area Nerdy 1, send us money for doing stuff.com.org.
This episode brought to you by Thrift Books.
Let's just point out to the people this website does not exist. Just fair
exist.
warning. Don't try looking it up and be like, I can't find this. Where do I
see if you can get a hold? See if you can get a hold of that domain. We might want to use it later.
Yes, Cheddar, you're on that. That's your job now.
Yeah, he makes names now. He might as well.
All right, can we get to a movie?
Yeah, a movie. So, one of the bigger ones is actually something I really want to talk about is the new Mortal Kombat movie. We don't know a
Oh,
lot about
God.
it. We only have snippets and the fact that there is going to be a.
I'd say barely snippets. I'd
Yeah.
say more like
Yeah.
a GIF of every
see-
little thing.
There's like a half second of Mortal Kombat and commercials for HBO Max, and that's about it.
So, this is actually something I want to go into really quickly. For the other movies that we have on our list that we want to go over,
Mhm.
that a lot of the movies are going to be not original movies, they're going to be remakes of existing franchises, and what kind of nostalgia factor is going to be on that, because Mortal
Ooh,
Kombat
that's dangerous
is
work.
not a good movie. It's
No.
goofy, and then its sequel is more popular because of how terrible it is. So who the hell is this Mortal Kombat movie for? I've never played Mortal Kombat.
So, okay, so that's the thing. So, here's my take overall. I think it's gonna be a bomb.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna like it because I love kung fu movies and martial arts movies.
Yeah.
I love the original Mortal Kombat movies, much like Cheddar, because of the goofy factor. It's basically slightly more PG Power Rangers,
Right.
but so there. First of all, there's no trailer. They haven't done any marketing. No marketing for this shit.
Mhm.
It's a martial arts video game movie, so it's super niche. It's like double niche. It's either going to be, and for the crowds, it's going to be either too violent or not enough. So
Hmm.
you're going to get either people who came with their kids and they're like, oh, I don't want to see spines ripped out. What? That's gross. Or you're going to get like, the video game players who be
Yeah.
like, why are there no spines getting ripped out? So I'm excited because it looks like it's going to be great choreography. It looks like it's got some great actors. Joe Taslim is one of my favorite modern martial arts actors
Mhm.
at this point, so I really want to go check that out. But I think it's gonna be a bomb.
Matt, bomb or bust? Do you think it's going to be a bomb overall in the ratings department, or do you think it's going to be a blockbuster?
In my opinion, I believe it's going to be a bomb. Well, here's why. I feel like this is going to be one of those things where they overreach. A lot of these movies that they try to remake, we all get all hyped up for these trailers. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
us, for example, with The Rise of Skywalker, we got hyped up for that, right? So,
Right.
I'm
And we
tell-
went there.
and we're not
Our
going
souls
back.
are
We're not going back.
That's
Yeah.
we need an entire episode just to bash Rise of Skywalker. We know
Yeah.
this.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, no. See, back then when the movies were made, the games were still kind of fresh. So
Yeah.
basically, like, no one really had like a real Mortal Kombat fan base. It was more just like, hey, I played the game. Oh, I played at the arcade, or I had the little home device. But
It's yeah.
Yeah. Video games were definitely not as widespread and pervasive as they are now. And it was. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, yeah, it was much more low budget.
yeah, and also I feel like the low budget Mortal Kombat movie, I'm as cheesy as it looked, I liked it. I liked it a
Yeah.
lot. But the first time I saw it, the characters really fit well with what
Mhm.
was in the video games, and also if you know
Did they?
sto-
Did
What?
they though? It
Yeah.
seemed because
I
honestly,
think they did.
whoever wrote that script played the video game like max of 2 times. It
Yeah,
seems like.
I did. So whether you like the movie or not, Goro, the four-armed
The
man,
puppet,
it
yeah.
was a really good special effect. They did a really good job on that.
Yeah, it's
They-
like the use of puppetry. It's not even
Mhm.
like of course they weren't looking to make it pretty. It was definitely not to be pretty. It was just to get an idea. It's like, oh hey, they made this video game into a freaking movie, and that's kind of like if you think about it, it's the first of its kind. You don't see
Yeah.
a Pong movie. You don't see anything on Mario, but
yeah,
like,
you do.
You do see a Mario movie.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah, don't get
Okay.
into
Yeah.
this arena
Well,
without
okay,
knowing your
well-
facts.
my point
Yeah,
is that I feel like with this being a remake of the original Mortal Kombat, as in like in the storyline, the first combat that they had with Shang Tsung,
Mhm.
I feel like they're gonna overkill it. It's not gonna be anything like what we know in the storyline.
Mhm.
And if it's anything, it'd be like what Machinima did. Then, all power to. I'm still gonna
There
watch
was-
it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Regardless.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, Jarrett, bomb or bust?
I think it's going to be a bomb. First of all, video game movies. don't have a very
There's been
good
maybe
track.
one success, like legitimately successful video
there's
game
a very
movie.
few. Also, I think that the Mortal Kombat movies do lack in the story department. So
Oh yeah.
framing characters around that is going to be hard. I also think that the Mortal Kombat movies also tend to be very racially diverse, and Hollywood has a very big issue with whitewashing as well.
Well,
So
look, I've looked over the cast and it's pretty spot on.
it's
Like,
pretty spot on, but
yeah.
but of course, these, as we see with casting, sometimes they change,
yeah,
So hopefully, that we don't have any of those controversies. But I think it's going to be a bomb at the very least, maybe be average. For me, like if a movie's just like okay, that's a bomb.
I don't get out of bed for under 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, but like if you're gonna spend tens of millions of dollars on a movie and get like people to work on it for years, it's got to be blow me out of the water. It's got to be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't even. Yeah. Okay.
But the next movie we have is going to be a little bit more kid friendly for the tweens out there. Is Raga and the Last Dragon?
That's Raya and the
Raya,
Last Dragon.
okay.
Raya
I
and the
think that's a
Last
lie.
Dragon. Matt.
Can we just talk
Yeah.
about the trailer to that movie for a second before
Well,
we
yeah.
decide?
Yeah. That's
like,
why we're here. Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
but okay.
It was very well done.
Okay, I'm going with bomb.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
I'm
Why?
bombing this because what would we have? We had Mona or
Moana.
Moana. Yeah, sorry, I've only seen it once. When you to me, it just seems like it's gonna be the same concept as that movie, along with Frozen, and I don't know, man. These Disney movies or Pixar movies or whatever it is are getting to be way too or not even original anymore. It's almost like they're repeating itself on the storyline.
I think what you're trying to say is they're trying to be action movies without the actual effort to be action movies.
Not even that, but it's kind of like the storylines to these kind of movies have all been the same lately in the last 10 years.
Right. Go get the thing, do the thing. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Fetch it quest. You learn something about yourselves. Yeah, for sure.
It's very formulaic.
Yeah. Very. Yeah. So
what do you think it will be? This is actually some specification I want you guys to get into as well. Do you think it will be a bomb as far as the box offices, people seeing it,
No.
or a
no.
bust, as far as the ratings as well?
No, I think it's gonna be a blockbuster because Disney has never not made money, even on their shitty movies, since freaking Frozen came out. At least.
What about the Black Cauldron?
Yeah, Black Cauldron's a cult classic.
Oh,
let's
fuck,
face it.
I'm gonna
But
put,
you know-
I'm gonna put
you know-
heavyweight.
yeah,
That should be a TV series.
Yes, they're gonna remake that at some point. I don't know when it's supposed to come out,
have
but
to.
they yeah. So to Matt's point, yeah, it's Raya and the Last Dragon does look very formulaic Disney.
Yeah.
Heroes. Heroes journey. But there were a few things that I did like about this that I'm not gonna go see it because I'm freaking over 12, but
We're almost
And
pushing
you don't
30.
have a 12-year-old daughter.
yeah,
no,
a few things that stuck out to me. One, the world and the animation looks very well done, amazing. They incorporate like East Asian culture and I think that looks very cool visually. Secondly, martial arts, anything with martial arts I'm into. Thirdly, so this is very niche. So I don't know if you guys have checked out. You see that there's the female antagonist that Raya goes up against, right?
Yep.
And she doesn't look like a typical Disney mustache twirling over the top antagonist, right? It looks more like they're both competent martial artists, and she's there to she looks kind of like more low key. She's there to stand in Raya's way, and they're there to throw hands, like that's it. And so I'm kind of interested. The whole story looks like it's based around unity, which I think is very reductive of our current state. But I'm very interested to see if the rivalry is more based around something a little more grounded. I like the martial arts rivalries where they both have a respect for each other. So I really want to see if they incorporate that into these characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a blockbuster because, like Jimmy said, Disney's never really had a bust movie lately. And Cheddar even said it looks very formulaic, and yeah, I think it does too. I'm just so tired of seeing the animal thing turns into a human, and we see that, or the person turns into an animal. I've seen that 150 times.
Yeah,
but
The 4-year-olds who are being taken to the theater have not seen it before.
Yeah, but they can watch any movie. Like if you go through all of Disney's movies, you could see that 150.
Yeah, it's like a template. It's literally like I feel like these kind of movies have a template, and then they just kind of fill in the blanks with these new
They do.
characters.
Well,
They do, yeah.
They know what works. Like Jimmy said, the antagonist looks like it's not just a cut and dry kind of thing. It's more of a actual antagonist. They're a foil, not just a mustache twirling bad guy tying people to railroad tracks.
Kind of like who's the new Dragon Ball like Jiren or Jiren? I don't know. The purple guy from Dragon Ball. Everyone's like, no complicated backstory. He's just there to throw hands. That's it.
Yeah, like I think that's like Saitama from One Punch Man. He's not there for like a backstory or shit. He exercised a little bit and now he's there to punch shit, and that's it. But the next movie we actually have on the list is the 4th Matrix movie.
Oh boy.
That one is hard to get into. Jimmy, what do you think?
Okay. Question mark, because they've got no, like, much like Mortal Kombat, they've got even less marketing. They haven't had it. This kind of came out of nowhere, honestly. The whole announcement. It looks like they kept the production really secret. There isn't even a second unit on this production, because one of the Wachowski sisters is actually personally directing all the action scenes, which I think it's going to be very high quality.
Well, she already knows what she's doing, so.
Yeah, question mark, because at the end of Matrix Revolutions, everybody died. What?
No, they didn't die. Wait. They didn't die. What are you talking about? All right, let's start from square one. What the fuck are you talking about? They died.
Okay, so hashtag spoiler alerts ahead.
Hashtag not spoilers because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Matrix Revolutions, the third Matrix movie. Yeah.
So okay, spoiler alert.
Not everybody died, but freaking okay. Let's start
A
from
lot
the top.
of people. That's the main.
Neo,
all the main characters.
Neo died. Trinity died. Smith died. Freaking Lawrence Fishburne isn't even on board for this one.
The Oracle's not dead.
The original actress is dead, but they'll swap bodies for her. And yeah, so secondly, technology and our relationship with computers has evolved so much. How are they gonna bring it like?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what the Matrix
Basically,
was.
what you're saying is like, as far as the Matrix story and what they can do, there's not a lot they can move forward with.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I loved Matrix as when I was in high school. I got into the Matrix and it blew my undeveloped brain
because I never read leather.
Because I never freaking read a book in my life. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So this and yeah, they are really good movies, but they kind of have that good movies for the time vibe to them. So I don't know. I really can't say. I think it's going to be a buster because I'm just interested to see what they do with it, but I have nothing to go on as far as what's going to make this movie good or not.
Matt, what do you think? Just from what you've heard and what you've read, do you think this is going to be a bomb or a bust?
Well, like what Jimmy was saying, the movie was like one of the first of its kind when it came to special effects. I mean, the whole thing of, dodging bullets. And on top of that, the technology of being in the future.
Have you seen their phones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2010, that was old tech, and now we're in 2021.
Yeah.
Our phones could run the Matrix.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like this movie, it's just too late. I feel like at this point, it just needs to. It's one of those storylines. It's like, all right, keep it in the past, keep it the way it is. Don't even make a remake. That is what it is, and that's why I'm gonna say bomb. I know I sound like a negative Nancy tonight, but in my opinion, when you try to make a sequel or even a trilogy of something years and years and years after a movie has come out and has been out and had ran its course, all you're going to see is either, okay, now how are you going to make it far more advanced than what it was before? Like, our technology has advanced so much in the last, I don't know, like 10 years.
Matrix Revolutions came out in 2003, so it's nigh on 20 years.
Yeah, so we've seen so much happen in that since that time.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, these guys better have something involving, I don't know, maybe a way to cure every sort of disease out there, or prevent an event or something bad. Like, I don't know. I can't talk today. I don't know what the fuck's going on in my head.
All right. Well, Jarrett, what do you think?
I think it's gonna be a bomb. I think they saw how much money the sequels of Star Wars did, and then how much they made out of that. I think they're just trying to do that again. But of course, Star Wars had like a ton of content to bridge that. Kept the people interested.
Yep.
Matrix ended.
It's got the Animatrix, but that's about it.
That's about it, and that was. I mean, that kept some people interested, but like
not enough. It's not something that's like, ooh, future.
I mean, think about it. Like, in all the shows we've done, this is the first time we've really ever mentioned the Matrix.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's gonna be a buzz because like I was saying before, who is this movie really for? Matrix ended. Like Jimmy said, it had an ending. Everyone died, and then there was an ending to it.
Not just it had an ending; it had a hard stop.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was it. Unless maybe they're doing like a prequel thing, but
we're gonna have to.
I could see that.
Benjamin Button, Keanu Reeves, and Carrie Ann Moss, because it's been a while. Like I said.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, it's a big question mark for Matrix. What else we got?
Next one, my personal favorite that I want to talk about. I want to talk about this for a while. The Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League.
No, this isn't like a. Yeah. This isn't they just spliced together all the deleted scenes. This is an entirely new movie. Is this the first time in movie history that a director in a movie has gotten a straight up mulligan on a movie?
Cats, maybe.
No. That was like, okay, so there's like Cats and there was Sonic the Hedgehog where they went back in, like, and they
just for everyone's reference,
they
nothing has been the same in the world since Cats came out. As soon as Cats came out, it was just a decline.
A giant bubble formed over the entertainment world.
There was the lightning was red and the sun turned black.
And there was a night that never ended, and that's when the White Walkers came.
That's when the cats came with human feet and oddly sexual positioning. It was horrible.
The energy was just so confusing. Like,
and all the mice had with child faces, and the cockroaches had human faces, and they were being eaten by Rebel Wilson. I can't get over that image in my head.
Oh,
anyway,
let's move on. So to answer my question, like, I don't like, usually, you release a movie, it's shitty or it's bad. This is, I think, the first time where they've just straight up gone and like redone a movie entirely.
So again, it would be Cats, because they released the movie, they did, and then they realized they had to do a shit ton of editing. They took it back and then re-released it. So there are two versions.
There's not. Well, with Cats, that's like a slightly short up version of a shitty movie. This is an entirely different movie.
Yeah.
And So all right. Well, you got that's homework for you guys. Think about it. So,
but Matt, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be a bomb, or do you think it's going to be a bust?
I think it's going to be a bust. I think it's going to be a great redemption. I feel like a director's cut is, seeing it from the eye of the guy who's going to be making this entire thing happen. I want to see that. I mean, I'm talking like if it was Dave Filoni saying, hey, this is my director's cut of Clone Wars. Give it to me right now. Give it to me right now. I want to watch it.
All the portals are opening behind him and everyone's just coming through.
All of a sudden, like, Qui-Gon Jinn comes walking through. It's like,
Liam Neeson. Yeah, let's get Liam back in there.
Yeah, but what are you looking forward to, Matt?
Well, let's see. Honestly, I don't know.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Like it. Yeah. There's too much going on to the point where it's like, what are they gonna add? What are they gonna take out?
Yeah. So I did. First of all, I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this. I didn't hate the Justice League movie. It wasn't great, but it kept me entertained for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see sort of because it seems like they were going for like the be Batman versus Superman, slightly darker, much more contemplative. And I like to see more like fleshing out the characters. Okay,
Yeah.
they're dealing with the fact that they are, super. So I saw a good comparison. Marvel is humans trying to be gods versus DC is gods trying to be humans.
Yeah.
So I want to see more of that dynamic and more Superman because he's my favorite of all time ever.
Henry Cavill. Oh my god.
It's just Henry Cavill.
Whatever. He's
He's the best Superman to date.
Yeah, he was really good. I think it's gonna be a bust. I mean, from the release, the day of the release of the Justice League movie, people were asking for the Snyder Cut. So it's been, in the works for a long time. And I love Ben Affleck as Batman. I can't get enough of that.
Yeah,
And
he killed it.
yeah, he really did.
More warehouse fight scenes.
Oh my god, yeah. And Jared Leto as a Joker, I'm also going to catch a lot of flack for this. I liked it. I liked the way he took it. I thought it was interesting.
Like a gangster kind of like it was different. It was certainly different.
It was different. Not everyone's gonna be, the same Joker. That's the point. And I really like the concept that Batman, has to grapple with the fact that he basically killed Superman.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I really did like that. I think it's gonna be a bust because people have been like me. I've been even for like the beginning of the show. I was like asking, when is this coming out? When are we gonna get this?
I have like one friend from I used to work at from the place I used to work, and for like since the entire time I've known him, all he's done on social media is freaking hold the line, trying to get the Snyder Cut made.
It's like the Redditors holding the stock of the GameStop. Like, we need the Snyder Cut.
Exactly. He pumped the stock of the Snyder Cut and got it made.
I do have one thing, though. Snyder's a really good director. I do like his cuts, but he apparently can't make a good movie under 4 hours.
Much like Peter Jackson.
Yeah, much like Peter Jackson.
It's kind of hard to. I mean, say that you have like a really great idea, and you gotta kind of pick between good, great, and awesome scenes, and you don't know which ones to take out.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can see where maybe he's coming from, but also Jimmy, Jared, I can see where you're coming from too. But
honestly, though, think about it. Like, you're a director, and you get a chance to first of all, you have part of the movie made already, but then the studio comes back and says, "Here's $70 million to make the movie of your dreams. Go nuts."
Yeah.
Like, jump on that.
Yeah, I would put as much as I could.
The thing is, I think something that people don't do anymore really a lot is miniseries, just a season, basically. I think Zack Snyder, given just like a season, like to make the Justice League, would do really, really well. He gets, 10 episodes, 2 hours or like an hour a piece or something.
Right.
I think he would do really, really well. And the budget would still be around like that $70 million,
Yeah.
I think that could be done, but a 3-hour movie, stuff to sit through. That
the British do it all the time.
Yeah,
looking at the recent release of Jared Leto's Joker, finally, I mean, it was I was getting very skeptical about how like when they kind of presented his picture where it was like a blurry like face and it kind of looked like Heath Ledger's Joker from a distance. I was getting really nervous about that because I was like, oh, please don't go there. Oh, do not go there. You cannot disrespect Heath
That would
Ledger
be in poor taste.
Yes. And then all of a sudden, when they revealed what he looks like for this new Joker, I'm okay with it. I'm down. Which I'm over Jokers, honestly. Like,
Same.
There's so many. Like, I understand where they're coming from with this new DC world for this new cut, but it's like, okay, so. Everybody kept asking, where are the tattoos? Where's this? Where's that? It's like, this is different. This is not who you remember.
This would be interesting. So I don't know if you guys in James Bond, his arch enemy is Blofeld, right?
Yeah.
So like an interesting thing I read about that character in the novels, every time he shows up in a novel, he's such a master of disguise and like changing his identity that he looks completely different every single time.
Yeah.
Like not just like wearing a disguise, like he physically alters himself and his personality every single time he shows up in a James Bond. And I was like, what if they did that? Like, what if every time the Joker shows up in a movie, he is like drastically altered in some way?
I actually have a theory on that. The chemicals he jumps in, to be the Joker, makes his skin come off and it regrows. That's why he's white.
Ew.
So that's why the tattoos are probably not there, because the chemicals he goes into just renews his skin. That's why he's white, and that's why Harley Quinn.
So you think he fell in again?
Well, he felt, he
like
jumps
a
in
like
whenever.
a Lazarus pit.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I like the theory where this Jared Leto Joker is actually not the original Joker. It's Robin.
Or Jason Todd.
Yeah, Jason Todd.
Yeah.
Where he was, tortured into being the Joker, and Batman's first actual confirmed kill is the OG Joker. That's a whole new theory. I got screenplays written about that.
That's
but
very interesting.
yeah, that's what I like about that. But the next movie I want to talk about is, speaking of James Bond, No Time to Die.
Wow, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
Oh.
what do you think? Daniel Craig is coming back.
I think that this movie, it's a James Bond movie, and
Yeah.
so it's definitely going to make tons of money. It's definitely going to be a buster. It looks like they went full Mission Impossible with this one, because there is just so much freaking movie stuffed into this trailer.
Yeah.
Like they're going full bore with the stunts this time around. They've got not one but like 4 femme fatales, from what I counted. It trying to keep up with what's going on, the action, the change in locations, the characters that they show in this trailer. Like it looks like a lot. That's all I can
It's
say.
classic action. That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
Like the fire in the background, bullets,
Right,
jumping
but
from
it has
stairwell to
to-
stairwell.
It has to be coherent though.
Yeah.
So, I'm
That's fair.
certain it's going to be a good movie, but is it going to be a coherent story? We'll see. I think it's going to be highly
The
successful.
one
though.
thing I really liked about it is, like, they're fighting in the forest with all the fog, and there's tracers going around, tracer bullets.
Mhm.
That was pretty cool. But Matt, what do you think? Bomb or bust?
I think it's gonna be a bust, and I'm also very excited to see Remy Malek in another role.
Yeah.
Remy Malek.
Remy
He's such a
Malek
good
is.
actor.
I love Remy Malek. All right, ever since I saw him in Night at the Museum, and then also Mr.
Right.
Robot. And his Mr. Robot role is really good, but I feel like his role in this movie is a different personality than what you're used to seeing of him.
Yeah.
Like when you saw him as Freddie Mercury, it was one thing, but this is like
Yeah.
very villain.
Well,
Like
Bond, it's a Bond villain. Like,
yeah, he's a Bond villain, and I think he's gonna do well with it. And I think that's really I can't wait to see how they play it out through this movie, because if this is supposed to be like a classic action like we saw in the trailer, I feel like it's gonna bring us all back to what we want to see.
Yeah.
Like of course what Jimmy said, I understand that too.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so what do we want to see?
Bullets.
James Bond has evolved over the years, but the one thing that really draws me to like the OG James Bond with Sean Connery was like, seeing him kind of like just being, a suave gentleman spy. Like he kind of, glides from one exotic, luxurious location to another, and then it's peppered and punctuated with, spy action.
But the thing is, with Daniel Craig, his James Bond is all action oriented. He's still that suave person, but he's like not afraid to parkour through. What was it, Libya or
that
Madagascar?
was in Madagascar, and that was
Yeah.
Sebastian Foucan who was doing the parkour.
Yeah,
James Bond was straight up running through drywall in that scene.
but
He got
so I think it's going to be a blockbuster. And so, as far as the Daniel Craig James Bond, it's been kind of a mixed bag. Casino Royale, awesome. Quantum of Solace,
Not so much.
not so much. Skyfall, one of the best movies I've ever seen. And then Spectre, which was supposed to be like the culmination of all, the grand finale, and it was just all right. It
Grand
had a lot of
finale.
really good scenes. It just fell flat. But what the thing is, like with all these Daniel Craig James Bonds, like the stakes are not that high. It's no one's destroying the world. It's just kind of like very localized.
very white collar crime type stuff.
Yeah. So with Remy's villain, it seems like it's back to the roots, the 1960s and 70s Bonds. The world is gonna end, and everyone rolls their eyes at shit like that. But you know what? Yeah, let's have a sky laser destroy everything. Let's have a nuclear plague or
Let's
Yeah,
something.
fire
you
the
know,
laser.
you don't
Yeah.
want to see a James Bond where the stakes are very medium. You want to see James Bond where the bomb's ticking and you got to save the world and get the girl in 10 minutes or
Yeah.
less because the movie's clocking in. Yeah.
Yeah, Skyfall worked because it was very localized, it was very emotional, and it was very artsy. I like that. But sometimes you just gotta go, all right, there's a freaking laser on the freaking moon, and it's sending sharks down to kill everybody.
That is so freaking cool.
Fucking cool. And yeah, and one of the things I really loved about the old James Bond movies was the set of like the main villains. Let's make a whole set where the guy's in a freaking volcano with waterfalls, and it's just who's building this?
How expensive are those freaking piranha tanks? That's just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Where'd they find
Like
the
who?
budget?
I want to meet the architects. Like who made this? Like, hey, we need a whole layer built so we can destroy like the world's population. It's like, all right, we're gonna put some shiplap over here, open concept, so everybody knows what's going on here. Got to get some feng shui in here.
Yeah. Let's get some more ninjas in there too. We haven't seen James
Yeah.
Bond ninjas since You Only Die Twice.
Yeah. But the next one I have is actually we're gonna be going into the shows right now. A new show that's coming out, made by the same guys, producers and artists that did Bob's Burgers, Great North. It's still fairly new, so we're still looking at some ratings. It seems to be doing okay, but what do you guys think? Matt, do you think this is going to be overall a bust, or do you think it's going to be a bomb?
Honestly, I don't know much about it. So it's one of those things where it's like question mark. So I don't know. I mean I'm open to the idea. So I guess whatever you guys have to say about it, I guess I'll influence me. Influence me.
Influence me, tell me.
Well,
Tell
my
me.
fiance and I both love Bob's Burgers and Nick
Oh,
Offerman,
yeah.
so we're gonna watch it.
Oh my
And people
god.
people who like Bob's Burgers love Bob's, like
Yeah.
it's a cult following. So
Yep.
It's just got something like very honest about it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that there's been a couple of shows that have come out recently that are Bob's Burgers animation style.
The Grand Central.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
don't think they're making those anymore. I don't think.
Yeah, that got released and I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't think that did
But
well.
the thing is, every episode is a musical.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I think
That
that got
sucks a
tiring
lot.
very quickly.
That
I
sucks.
think it's like I think they had some like interesting characters, but like there's at least 3 or 4 songs in it each. So I think that's what happened.
Like the Bob's Burgers songs are comically bad, so I can't imagine making a musical out of it.
First of all, you need to slow your roll.
I like
because
butts.
the
I like the
Topsy-
butts song.
The Topsy song with Thomas Edison freaking slaps like a motherfucker.
Yeah. How
That
about
is
butts?
such a good one.
The
Okay.
butts song.
No, it doesn't come close to the Thomas Edison.
But is it?
I'm
But does it?
Thomas Edison. It's such a good song. Oh my god, it's so good.
Oh my
It's about
god.
a
It's like
loving
looking in a
relationship.
mirror.
I will. All right, I'll concede that ground. Okay, Jared, you think it's gonna be a bomb or a buster?
I think it's gonna kind of I to find the answer, I looked at how Futurama and American Dad did. Those are the spin-offs from, like, not the spin-offs, but the correlation between The Simpsons and Family Guy, respectively. But then also we had, what was it called?
Like Cleveland Show,
Not the the Cleveland show. The one on Netflix, the fantasy one,
Disenchanted.
Disenchanted.
Oh
That-
no.
That struggled in the ratings, and people were very mixed on that. I think personally, it's going to be a bomb because it doesn't appear to have the
Charm.
and the interconnected personalities of the original cast of Bob's Burgers. Because Bob's Burgers doesn't work because of just the setting. It's the characters and the writing. It's Bob himself and Linda. The characters work very well off each other. You can't just put that in Alaska.
Plus Tina's white hot charisma.
Or Dina.
No, don't have a crab attack.
Yeah, whatever happened to Dina? She just stopped existing. Where's Dina?
What?
Tina's still there.
Dina's
Where's
in
Dina?
town.
I did not see that episode.
Really?
Oh my god. You don't remember like, when she like pushes the D down and she just goes,
I'm Dina. Yeah.
"Oh yeah."
Apparently,
Tina
the
talks
guy
like
who
this.
the
Tina
guy who
talks
did
like this.
does does the voice of Tina. Apparently, that was a like thing he did at parties, like to make people laugh. Like did the Tina voice.
Yeah.
Why? Just when I think I'm out, those cheeks pull me back in.
Yeah,
Okay.
I certainly like when she's like trying to drive the car and
Yeah.
she's going like almost 2 miles an hour and she gets like,
I had a Tina moment this week.
Yeah.
I will show you. Have you guys been watching WandaVision, or have you been keeping up
I
on it?
have not been
I
able
have
to watch
not
it all.
watched that yet.
Okay, can I spoil it for you guys a little
No.
bit?
Yes.
Wait. I do have to use the. Never mind.
So this is like a semi spoiler because a lot of people have been speculating on this, but basically people have been speculating that Mephisto is involved in it.
Who's Mephisto?
Mephisto, my favorite villain from Marvel, he's basically the devil.
So
So in Marvel, there's like several different devils. He's one of the big ones. He created Ghost Rider, and he basically shows up and offers Faustian deals to a lot of the heroes. So he's pretty tricky.
it's tricky.
And he's pretty
It's
tricky.
tricky,
He's
tricky,
pretty
tricky.
scary. So people have been speculating that Mephisto has been involved in WandaVision, and then I was scrolling through and I found this freaking post. Check that out first of all.
Okay, this is some QAnon level shit.
Yeah. So check this out. Matt, can you see that at all?
It's a bit of a blur. Hold on.
So basically, it scrolls into the wallpaper on the back of the poster, and the poster has like this, like details, like like the old style, like fleur de lis,
Yeah.
kind of stuff, and it has like a face in it, kind of. It looks like it.
I'm sending it to you right now.
Oh,
Basically, it zooms in on the wallpaper in WandaVision, and you can see Mephisto's face, and it's super scary.
But how do you know it's Mephisto? It
Does
doesn't
it-
look like anything. It just doesn't.
Okay,
It looks like a bunch of flowers.
this is interesting. All this came from.
Oh my god.
The fact, yeah, Matt sees it.
Oh my god.
That's Mephisto. Now this is the wallpaper. Do you see it now?
Oh bullshit!
Anyway, so
Oh.
I'm looking and like my I was like, okay, what is this? My vision zooms in and sees a devil
Everybody
face.
watching, put your tinfoil hats on and just go with the flow.
So
We're moving on.
I zoom in. I see. I like, what is this? And I was like, that's a devil face. Huh, 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 huh.
That's insane.
Right?
So actually, I did have a Tina moment recently. I was watching Attack on Titan, the
Same.
last season.
Oh.
last season
Oh, I'm on the
where-
last season.
Which episode?
Don't spoil it for me because I'm
2.
only on the 3rd season.
Okay, there's a point where I was like, you guys know me. I don't really get excited over TV shows or anything, but there was like, I was at the point where I was like, oh, do it. Out loud. I was in the basement alone.
Do it.
Do it. I was like, do it, son of a bitch. Like, because I've watched animes. I'm like, okay, something good's about to happen, and someone's gonna swing in and stop it at the last minute to create drama. So I'm just like, do it,
Nope.
do it, do it, do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was pretty good. But the second show, which is I don't know how to feel about, it's Bel Air.
I know how to feel about it.
How do you feel? Bomb or bust?
I'll tell you this. This is a story all about how I saw a trailer for Bel Air.
Wow, you just
I don't have the Fresh Prince's wordsmithing power.
he's the yeah.
So, for those of you guys who don't know, basically a while ago, this guy whose name is Morgan Cooper wrote and directed a trailer for a concept of Bel Air, which would be like a darker, more dramatic take on Fresh Prince of Bel Air. So I've seen Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Will Smith is one of my favorite actors. Like, just I don't think he's like a fantastic actor, but he's my favorite actor to watch. I
He's
just
in some
love
good
watching.
movies.
I
Yeah.
just love watching Will Smith be Will Smith. I don't know what
Yep.
it is. So
Except After Earth.
yeah. So I was like, what is this? Bel Air, dramatic version of Fresh Prince. I was like, there's no way this is good. I watched the trailer. It's really fucking good. It's amazing. And now they're turning it into a TV show. And I was like, there's no, like, because Fresh Prince is just like Will Smith being goofy and being charming, but how can they take it and make it dramatic and make it good? But check it out. It's really good.
I'm
It
pretty
does.
down.
I mean, the whole concept of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air does lend itself to be pretty dramatic stuff. I mean, a kid from like the inner city goes and lives with his his relatives in this high upper class black community. It's the just like that alone would lend itself pretty well. But Will Smith and his old in the Bel-Air, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air itself had some really dramatic moments.
Yeah, it does that
Yeah.
like 80s and 90s sitcom thing where it uses the sitcom style to sneak in some really dramatic and really heavy moments in shows.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's where Will, like, especially like the episode where his dad comes and then just goes and he just like
Yeah.
breaks down. I feel like that was like a breaking point for Will Smith's acting career where they saw that he could do something a little bit more dramatic than just be
So,
a comedic
breaking point in a good way.
Yeah,
breaking point in a good way. That's what I mean. Like it changed how, because I mean, if you've seen his movie Pursuit of Happiness or I Am Legend, like that, it's interesting to see his dark side.
So yeah, there's also a really good episode I really like where Will and his cousin Carlson, sorry, Jesus,
Jefferson. Oh my God.
I don't know. So
oh my God.
get hustled in pool, and then his dad's like, "Well, I'll go win it back." They're like, "Oh no, you won't. Won't get." And then he like hustles the hustler, and it's like super cool. Like he like loses at first. He's like, "Oh, it's double or nothing." He goes, "All right." I mean,
He's like, I guess, and he says to his butler, "Get me Lucille." And he pulls out his custom pool cue and screws it together. It's awesome. Yeah.
but the dad episode is really good. But
Yeah, check out that trailer.
yeah, it's
Yes.
really worth it. I just don't know how to feel about it. I'm not gonna give opinion on whether I think it's gonna be a bomb or bust because I think at least it'll break.
It'll be a
even.
question
Bus-
mark for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Buster. It's gonna be great and hyper popular, and
Yeah.
at least people are gonna want to, see it, just to check out what the vibe is.
Yeah.
And if it's anything like the trailer, Morgan Cooper did an amazing job.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
The thing is, I don't really like dramatic stuff because I know that they're just
Me neither. And I was like, I don't even like dramatic shows, but
I
this
do.
looks really good. I was into it.
I'm a big fan for dramas, honestly. Like I've been watching 6 Feet Under and Schitt's Creek's actually a comedy, but
Are you sure you know what a do you
sure
know what a
what
drama is?
Yeah.
Like
do I know what a drama is?
yeah, like there's comedy with the happy mask and drama with the sad mask. Sad?
Yeah, 6 Feet. Have you
Yes.
not seen 6 Feet Under?
No. Nope.
That's. But I've seen.
It's on
I don't-
HBO. It's an old 2001 show.
Yeah, I don't usually watch dramas unless there's sword fights involved.
That's fair. But I actually have a couple more.
Okay.
Cowboy Bebop is getting
Yes.
a live action remake, and I am
Yes.
so excited. Cowboy Bebop
Yes.
is I don't consider that an anime. It's anime-esque, but it
It's
is its
Western.
own genre of like excellent animation and storytelling, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, as you guys show, I don't know anything about Cowboy Bebop. All I know is that people who like it love it. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely gonna be super popular.
I'm considering rewatching it.
All right, I'm gonna have to give that one a try.
Yeah, so it's on Hulu. Cowboy Bebop. It's like Firefly, but if they got more seasons.
That could have been a blessing and a curse. We'll talk about that at some other
Yes.
time. But yeah, that sounds right up my alley because I
think it's-
love Firefly.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a buster because but I think it's a very niche. So if it is a buster, it's either gonna be like barely one or it's gonna be a major one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, you think it's gonna be one of those ones that like draws a bunch of people who weren't fans before into it?
It might. It just depends.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be mixed because if you got the people that are like diehard fans for these kind of animes that come into a live action, it could be very hit or miss.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So I have to go do something really quickly. So unfortunately, I'm gonna leave you guys to talk about the Book of Boba Fett, and I'll be right back.
All right, we're also gonna talk mad shit about Jarrett because.
That's just how you guys are.
All right,
Okay.
Book Book of okay, so it's just you and me, Matt. That's right. We're running this
This
show.
is like episode 1, man.
That's right. This is like the OG days. Okay, Book of Boba Fett. So this is gonna be a buster for one reason only.
Boba
Yeah, Boba Fett and Tomorrow More. This is the only since 1980, since the last second of Return of the Jedi. This is the one thing that Star Wars fans have been asking for.
Yes, and also the fact that there were so many different storylines for Boba Fett, and that this time they actually have his own thing where it's his focus.
Yeah.
And I feel like I like the whole thing where he's like ahead of this bounty guild of Jabba's palace. I feel like this is going to be interesting to see. It's like,
Yeah.
Do we think we're going to get any like references of like Jango, or even some flashbacks of Jango, or
I
maybe
don't
during
think-
the Clone Wars?
I don't think we're gonna get. Now you got me thinking, because I was like, I don't think we're gonna get any flashbacks because Tamora Morrison is obviously much older than when he played Django,
Yeah.
but they have de-aging CG technology like we saw with Luke. So
True, but not even just that. I mean, like him in his armor. Like, it'd be cool to see
Right.
Jango in his armor, is what I mean.
possibly, because there is some cool comics that involve Django training Boba as a kid. So we could possibly see some flashbacks to that.
That would be pretty cool, honestly. I feel like we
What-
need to see those connections.
So a little something that I considered was, like you say, we're probably going to see Boba Fett being his own crime boss at this point, running
Yep.
from Jabba's palace. What we saw at the last episode of The Mandalorian was he's still formidable, but he's an older guy now,
Slow
so
down.
so he's lost a step. Like, he was fighting that younger Mandalorian, and he was like kind of getting trounced a little bit. So I
And-
think that what we're going to see what we're going to see is like Boba Fett's like, okay, he's like, I'm taking a role where I'm stepping back and lending my knowledge to people.
Yeah.
And Fennec Shand, his played by Ming Na Wen,
Mm-hmm.
is going to be his actual agent. Like, she's going to be the one doing the dirty work and taking people out, where he is like the boss now.
And
So,
sorry.
yeah, you shut up, Matt. My time.
Jarrett, stand down.
So, do you think it would be like more like an anti-hero role, because he's going to be taking over a crime syndicate, so he's going to be doing some like untoward stuff?
Is it? Well, that's a good question. So there's a question. What direction is he going to take it in? Because there's not really any indication that it's still a crime syndicate. Like, from the vibe I kind of got was that who was the guy that he killed? The one that was in the original Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah, the assistant or whatever.
Yeah, I
yeah, I
forget
know
it.
what you're talking
I,
about.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous.
it's
sounding
some
name.
some freaking multi-syllable name.
He's
Anyway,
the guy that goes Ala Wala Wonga.
yeah,
We all
exactly.
know.
So it looked to me like he basically just showed up and set up shop and was like not necessarily running a criminal empire, just kind of like hanging out and being fat.
But then why go back there? So why kill him then? So if he's not if he's not head of a criminal syndicate of a position of power, why go back to Jabba the Hutt's palace where he's basically where this guy is doing nothing and just sitting there? Why do that?
Well, here's an interesting thing. So I'll like Boba Fett, he's just a simple man making his way in the galaxy, right?
Right.
But maybe he was like, all right, I've got my armor back. I'm tired of freaking being a simple man. Like, I'm tired of being on the back foot all the time. I want to make something for myself. So like like Matt said, he could either be a criminal empire, maybe he starts a new bounty hunting guild. What direction does he take it in? What
Honestly,
is his goal?
From what we see, I mean, from what I've witnessed with this show, is I noticed that Boba Fett kind of gets his pride back. You know,
Right, he
he's
gets
pretty.
his mojo back.
I mean, look, he takes care of his armor like a true Mandalorian does. You know,
Mhm.
back then he took the scrapings. I think that who quoted this? I think it was either Star Wars Theory or I forgot who it was, but somebody was mentioning that the marks on his armor, all the scratches, the dents, whatever, was like a sound of like or a sign of intimidation, and also I guess battle scars per se.
Right.
And it's like, I feel like at this point, now that he's taking care of his armor, he wants to show that he's more than just a simple man, like you just said. And I think that he's gonna, have this way of like running. I think like running this bounty guild the right way.
Right. He's not the enforcer and the henchman anymore. He's the Don wearing the suits and everything. He's the guy.
And not working with no Empire no more. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
right.
So do you think he'll be going after like almost exclusively Empire bounties?
Well, yeah. So there's another thing. So in the movie and the comics, he seems to be much more cutthroat and much more like do anything for just to get the job done.
Yep.
Versus in the Mandalorian, he seems to be kind of
A
honorable.
warrior. He
Yeah.
seems like a warrior, not a
Yeah.
bounty hunter.
Ronin.
Yeah. So maybe kind of a balance between those two, possibly.
I think he had a whole like 180 on his personality. I think that
Yeah.
to me I saw him as like back then it was like, oh, he's villainous, but when you watch him in The Mandalorian, you're like, he's trying to redeem himself. He's trying to redeem all his wrongs. Not even wrongs. He's just trying to redeem himself. Just himself in general. Like it's hard to explain because I
Yeah.
feel like Boba Fett's person. We don't know enough about Boba Fett. I'm sorry. There's people that say there's stories, there's books, there's comics all over the place about Boba Fett, but I think honestly we do not know really who
Yeah.
Boba Fett is.
We
So
don't
that-
have enough mainstream
Yes.
information about
That's
him.
what this whole series is for, to get us to know Boba Fett.
It gives us
really
a closure on like his story,
Yeah.
because that's the case. Why the hell does he live through the whole First Order ordeal? Was he was he in the battle of Exegol?
Check.
We don't know.
Yeah, what does Boba Fett think of the First Order?
He probably was like, "Oh my god, you guys are
He-
posers."
Maybe I think, okay, this is my take, just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I haven't done any backup research on this so far. I think, first of all, he was considered basically Darth Vader's go-to. Not his right-hand man, but like he was the guy who got Vader's
Here's my
shit
business
done.
card. Call me if you
Yeah.
need me, kind of deal.
So I think that he respected Vader as a warrior and a just as a person.
Yep.
So I think that he respected him a lot more, and I'm gonna say he saw the First Order as the shadow of the Empire that it was,
Yep.
and I
It's
think
crumbling.
he might have been like the rest of us watching Kylo Ren. He saw him and was like, "You are a whiny bitch."
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
think if Boba Fett was alive during that, do you think he ever had interactions with Kylo Ren?
You know what?
Doubtful.
That'd be interesting. That'll probably show up in a comic book, like an aside, a comic, like a
Like
one
a
shot.
very, very old Boba Fett, like running his guild, and Kylo Ren comes there, is like, "You served my grandfather. Now, do this for me." He's like, "You're a punk bitch." Compared to
what
Darth
Brittany?
Vader.
Like, I know it, you know it, everybody knows it.
Jimmy referenced this way back when we had the old podcast when we were first starting out.
Mhm.
Jimmy said that Kylo Ren is the white bread of Sith. He's the Wonder Bread of Sith.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should do a whole Star Wars episode where we talk about this. But I think the point of like Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren is that, like the sequel trilogy, they're a cheap imitation of what came before. The thing that worked, the thing that everyone feared and respected. They're just trying to. They're not trying to be that. They're trying to replicate that.
Yeah.
They're not-
Exactly.
yeah. So
Yeah, that's exactly what the First Order is too.
yeah, except First. Yeah.
Honestly,
Except
but,
First
like,
Order actually gets shits done.
but here's the thing.
Ex-
But who the
Yeah.
fuck cared about the Knights of Ren though? Like honestly, after watching, because like when we first saw the Force Awakens, we're like, who the hell are these guys? They look powerful. I ain't messing with that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we get to them in the Rise of Skywalker, and you're like,
Oh,
who
they're
the fuck
punks.
Oh, okay. You're the ones that stand behind the boys. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you get them.
Yeah.
you got
And
this.
then like in the extended material, there's like, oh, they're a group who follow the strong. I haven't seen that before. Ooh.
I'm very impressed by all of this.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna be just
Original.
like, the replacements for the Sith. Instead of the Sith like order, the Knights of Ren would be that. And that's like the other people of the Skywalker's like trainees that Snoke took.
Right.
and other Force sensitives in the First Order
Yeah.
that are
Well,
there, but apparently no.
All these
Ki-
series, man.
You know, as there are other aspects of Star Wars that have this feature, but
Yeah.
that was one of those things where you could tell they just hadn't really fleshed that out or written it all the way through yet.
Yeah, but that's that we're gonna save that for the Star Wars episode.
Okay.
But
The the obligatory Star Wars episode that we have every like couple of months. Yeah.
I have one more
At least
show
that's
I want to talk about. Is Resident Alien on Sci-Fi.
I'll watch Alan Tudyk in anything.
Yeah, that's what. It's not that good, but I'll watch Alan Tudyk in anything.
In literally anything.
Yeah.
You know what? So we're almost at an hour here. Would you guys? All right, I'd like to try something.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I got a list of. So 2021 is going to be a huge year for movies because this is when all the movies from 2020 that got pushed back are going to be released.
Right.
So I went through a list. There's tons of movies. I picked out a bunch of them. I'm just gonna. How about this? I'm gonna run through the list, and you guys tell me bomb, buster, and we're just gonna. And then if we want to
No
come back to it,
explanation.
The power episode. The lightning round.
the lightning round. Yes. If we want to come back to one, we'll come back to one. It's not
Right.
Not that
No
big of a deal.
explanations. Just give your answer and then move on.
All right, here we go.
Yes.
This is in. I'm not gonna say the exact dates, but this is in descending order of when they come out.
Okay.
Okay. Black Widow,
Bomb.
Buster, Free Guy.
What is that?
That's the one with Ryan Reynolds where where his
Oh,
character
yeah,
is an
yeah.
NPC.
No.
Bomb.
Bust.
Bomber, hella bomb. Fast and Furious 9.
The bus.
Bomb.
Buster, but it's terrible.
Yeah.
Venom 2 with Carnage.
You know what? I'm gonna say it's a bust.
Bust.
Bust. By the way, Bust is good in this.
Bust.
It's-
Yeah. Again, bomb means it's like it bombs at the box office. It's the worst. Bust means blockbuster. We're working the names.
Okay. All right. Back to the lightning round. Minions 2.
Bomb.
Bust.
I-
It's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, Buster, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Maverick, the Top Gun sequel.
I'd say Buster.
I'm gonna say between those two, it's not gonna do great, but it's like financially, it's gonna be a bomb. But like as far as the
gonna-
reviews are concerned, it's gonna be really good. So I think it's gonna be like best of both, but not really either.
All right. I'm gonna say Buster. Shang Chi, the Marvel movie based on the Kung Fu Master of the Marvel Universe.
I think it's gonna be a bomb, but I'm gonna see it.
I'm gonna watch it twice.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
shit,
I
all
think it's gonna be a Buster because I think it's gonna be a Buster because Marvel has never lost money, but it's gonna be panned critically for no good reason.
Yeah.
Green Knight.
Is that based off of the King Arthur story?
Yes.
It's gonna be a bomb, but I'm
Bust.
gonna watch it twice.
I'm also gonna say bomb because it's more of an indie movie. It's gonna be really good, but it's not gonna make a ton
It's
of money.
kind of like King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword.
I'll
Everyone
come back.
hated it. I loved it.
I'm gonna have to come back to this Green Knight because this story is fucking wild.
Yeah,
Suicide Squad, the new Suicide Squad movie.
it's gonna be a bust. I'm gonna love it.
I'm gonna say Buster and Hot Topic is gonna have a field fucking day.
Yeah, I'll go with Bust.
Dune.
Oh, it's gonna be a bust. Oh,
Bust.
that is gonna be a blowout.
I'm gonna say it's a bomb, and it's gonna replicate the original Dunes. Fucking tanking.
That's for another episode though.
Morbius.
Bomb.
Eh.
I'm gonna say Buster just so people are gonna see it just to see how it ties in with the Marvel universe. No Time to Die. We already went over that one. Antlers.
Oh, that's gonna be a bomb, but I'm gonna watch it like 6 times because I anything that has to do with Native American mythology, I'm gonna watch it like 17 times.
Ditto.
I'd say bomb.
Yeah. The Ghostbusters movie.
Bomb.
Bomb.
I just hope it is because I after that movie, I just hope it crashes and burns. Oh my god.
I'm gonna say Buster because this is like the movie that the raging nerds asked for.
Yeah.
Matt?
I said bomb.
We said
Okay,
Bob.
okay. Sherlock Holmes 3, Buster. I'm gonna watch it 15 times.
I
I'm
don't know.
gonna say bomb. I don't think anybody really. I don't think much people are gonna want to see any more Sherlock Holmes like in a different.
How does it feel
Storyline.
to be so fucking wrong that it hurts?
It
First of
feels
all,
great.
what you need to do is get your leg up so you can get off that high horse and maybe you can climb off that ivory goddamn tower. Because it's been how long has it been since the Sherlock Holmes movies came out, and all of a sudden they're coming up with a third one?
Yes.
And first of all, those first two movies had nothing to do with an actual mystery. At best, it was an action adventure.
Yeah, if it came off as Captain America for me, I don't know.
You know what? I liked it. Yes, I prefer Sherlock Holmes to solve actual mysteries, but okay, for those of you guys who haven't been following, Sherlock Holmes is my highest level fandom.
It's gonna be a bomb.
It's my favorite thing.
Shut you up.
It's my favorite thing ever, and that is.
I hope it loses all.
That's
of its
the nerd
money.
hill
I
I'm
hope
gonna die on.
Robert
Well,
Downey
major-
Jr. gets fired
like
from
most-
everything.
Majority
Most of-
rules. It's gonna
Yeah.
bomb.
It's gonna bomb. You can, and then you know what?
When it gets 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm gonna come back and lord it over you guys'
You know
heads.
what? We'll be back here and I'll serve you a slice of humble pie and you'll eat a side
All
of
right.
crow on that, but you have to wipe off all that egg on your face.
To be fair,
Wow.
the original Sherlock Holmes has only got like 55% on Rotten Tomatoes, so they were like,
Yeah.
okay.
Let's get a movie out there.
Okay, yeah. Just heads up, though, like the Robert Downey Jr.'s are not my favorite Sherlock Holmes adaptations.
I can see
But I really, really like anything Sherlock Holmes. So
that. I believe it.
What
fucking,
about Sherlock
fucking
Gnomes?
soup. No, okay.
Oh
yeah.
wow.
All right,
Oh,
you got
wow.
me.
Yeah, I got you.
You got me. There's
I know it.
Oh, and Holmes and Watson.
Yeah.
Oh, what about was it Alona? Or
Enola Holmes? I haven't seen that yet.
Holmes.
Our
it
mom
looks,
loves
it looks
it.
alright.
Yeah. I haven't seen that yet, but apparently it's pretty good. So
Obviously, it's probably we are not the target audience in that.
No,
Yeah.
we're
So-
not.
it's
not
based
at
on
all.
it's based on like a kid's book series. So it's not made for us. We are like pushing 30 men. Like
Yeah.
it's not for us.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh, we're almost 30.
So
What the fuck?
How do you-
we
how do you
had a
think
good
I
episode
fucking
until
feel?
now.
How do you think I fucking feel?
Ugh.
okay, I got a couple of curveballs for you, and
Oh, cool.
this has been the slowest fucking lightning round ever, and the beer's starting to take effect, so I'm swearing a lot more.
Yeah.
So, Bob's Burgers movie is going to come out at the end of next year. This
Buster.
year, more of.
Bust.
I think it's gonna be a
Bust.
bust, but I don't think I'm gonna like it.
It's gonna be like the Simpsons movie. I think that I like the Simpsons movie when that
The
came
Simpsons
out.
movie was just okay.
I don't know what would they make a movie out of, because there's
Uh,
nothing like in the Bob's Burgers universe that would merit a movie.
The threat of his business. I feel like if anything, it's gonna come down to like you're gonna see like the end, but it's really not gonna be the end, obviously. But it's like it comes close. It's like Bob's moving
here's the
shit
thing.
out.
But here's the thing: like in the Simpsons movie is not canonical. You know, it doesn't actually happen.
No,
So
no.
does the Bob's Burger movie, is
I
that
thought-
canonical? Is that in the universe?
I thought that like nothing is canonical in The Simpsons because it's just resets.
well, no,
every week.
like people die,
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
and then it's, you know,
Goodbye,
Maud Flanders is dead. Yeah, that was a big thing. Okay, all right, back to the thing. All right, I got a really weird one for you.
Yeah.
They're making a live action Rugrats movie.
Okay. Nope. Bomb.
you know,
Bomb.
I think it's gonna be a bust, but again, like for all the wrong reasons.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be like Cats. It's gonna be just like fucking Cats.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh my
I
god!
was like, how are they gonna do this? It's gonna be freaking like
Yeah.
monstrous
They're
CGI.
gonna, and they're gonna look like freaking monsters. They're not gonna look like babies. Like, do you see what cartoon
Oh.
Tommy looks like, or cartoon like Phil?
No.
Will?
What? It's like those movies where it's just like filming babies and then CGI the mouth's moving. That's
like
it.
No,
Baby
Baby
Genius.
Genius?
Yeah.
yeah, like Baby Genius.
Oh no!
It's just gonna be that. I
No,
loved
no,
that
no,
movie
no.
when I was growing up,
It
and then I
was-
rewatched
yeah.
it recently. I was like, oh my god,
This is an atrocity.
this is
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
So I'd really like to come back and talk about the Green Knight because Matt, this story is
It's awesome.
it's bonkers.
the
so-
whole King Arthur mythology. If you read about, it's not just about a kid pulling a sword out of a stone.
yeah, no.
It's It's its whole Marvel universe.
There's a dragon fight scene.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
And actually, I'm gonna spoil it for you. Like Camelot and everything is decimated at the end of all of it. Like it doesn't exist. Like the whole point of the whole King Arthur story is it's like built. It's just like God chooses his kid to rule this epic kingdom to last forever, and he's wrong, and everyone dies.
Yeah.
That's cool. I want to read that now. That pitch is great.
Yeah. So like, God, yeah. So God's like, okay, hey, yeah, England is really cool. Let's get this like sword of the stone for like a pure heart kid to rule the kingdom. So Arthur comes along, does it, and he fucks up. There's a whole civil war, like everyone kills each other, and the bad guys at the end of the day, they win. The orcs, the
Lannisters win.
The Lannisters win. Well, actually,
what do you expect? Strange women lying in ponds is no basis. Distributing swords is no basis for a system of government.
I mean, help! I'm being repressed. Oh, you heard that, right? Yeah. It's like
help! I'm being repressed.
I want to learn that whole monologue.
Supreme executive power
comes from a mandate from the masses, not from some farcical aquatic
shut
ceremony.
Up. I order you to shut up.
I'm the worst kind of nerd.
Do you think I'll be running around calling myself emperor because some big tinted tot tossed a scimitar at me and they call me that?
they put me away. So to give you a brief synopsis of the story of the Green Knight, basically a green knight who's made of plants.
He's just green.
He's just So they're having like a celebration, and a Green Knight shows up, and he challenges one of the knights. He's like, basically, if you cut my head off, we're each, you can hit me with your strongest blow.
I'm gonna say something after you're done. It's gonna blow your goddamn mind.
Okay, please do. Okay, so this is my understanding of it. So this Green Knight shows up at the celebration. He says to one of the knights, "Hit me with your strongest blow, but if you don't kill me, I'm going to show up in a year and hit you with my strongest blow." And the knight goes, okay. And she's like, I'm going to cut his head off because I'll be cool. It'll be awesome. And
yeah, these are the good guys, by the way.
These are the good guys. Yeah. So he takes his sword, winds up, cuts the knight's head off, and it doesn't do anything. He's still alive. He just like puts his head back on. He's like, see you in a year. And
fuck.
So that's what this movie is about. It's about.
And he goes on this entire quest to find him and be like, because like the entire time he's like anxiety filled, like this immortal giant dude is gonna come back and wreck my shit.
Oh yeah, he's giant, by the way. I forgot to mention that.
That creeps me out.
I'm gonna blow your minds.
Do it.
Yeah.
Adventure Time. Fern when he comes back.
Yeah.
And he's a giant Green Knight, and there's a whole thing where he gets his head cut off and he puts it back.
Yeah, like what if you guys are Adventure Time fans?
Yeah.
Go watch it. Adventure Time is deep as shit, so I highly recommend. But yeah, they highly reference that entire story in that episode. It's really cool.
I was watching that. I was like, this is weird. I've seen this before. He gets his head cut off, puts it back on. Wait a minute.
Yeah, so
it's like that thing where like the background zooms out, but it zooms in onto me. Oh.
Yeah. So like.
Got it.
So this movie, The Green Knight, is going to be coming out this year, and it's about this. Like I read it, and it's an Arthurian story, and it's cuckoo bananas. I can't wait to see it.
I think it's gonna be a bomb, but I think it's gonna be one of those bombs where like nobody goes to see it, but people who see it love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Shang Chi a little bit?
Yeah.
Because I'm really torn about this one. A couple of reasons. One, it's a Marvel movie, so it's guaranteed to make more money than God.
Well.
But it's a kung fu movie, which is super duper niche. Like only I like it, and yeah, it's a movie. Like so, Shang-Chi, his superpower is that he's the best martial artist in the Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't have anything else, but like that's his superpower.
Mm-hmm.
So he's better than Iron Fist. He's better than Daredevil. He's better than everybody else. But how are they going to make a Marvel movie out of this?
Start
Sure,
pulling
look,
ideas out of your ass. Is what
well,
you
the
gotta
thing
do.
is, like,
Like I said, I'm gonna watch it a bunch of times. I love this kind of stuff, but
see, this is where I think they kind of messed up. If you have Hydra,
yeah,
there's your villain right there. You can insert anything, Crossbones, the Taskmaster, anybody. There's your villain right
Mhm.
there. It's Hydra. You know, they could pop up anywhere.
so the villain's an entirely different discussion here because it's gonna be, as far as I know, it's gonna be the Mandarin. So you saw Iron Man 3, right?
Yep.
So in that one, they basically took the Mandarin character from Marvel and completely,
Botched it.
I'm not gonna say, yeah, they shit all over it. So, in the Marvel comics, the Mandarin is kind of a Ra's al Ghul. He's like a warlord who's got 10 rings, which each have different types of powers, and he's a martial arts master. Like in the comics, he's able to like physically dismantle Iron Man's armor with just his martial arts skills.
Shit.
But that character has a lot of racial connotations, especially the versions from the 70s. So they really have to retool it. And I understand why they didn't go with it like directly in Iron Man 3 because of that reason.
Well,
But they semi retconned it.
Well, and also like it was kind of interesting because I thought the Mandarin was kind of gonna be like a moniker because in the first Iron Man, the terrorist organization that he deals with is the Ten Rings.
Yes.
Which is a reference to the Mandarin. So what I originally thought was like the Mandarin was like one of these people that acts like in the Marvel comics and stuff, like accidentally gets immortality.
Mhm.
And basically he's like from like the Middle East. He's like trained like throughout all of history, and then
Like Ra's al Ghul, basically.
Ra's al Ghul, basically. And then he's like, he's like in like the Middle East as his people, and then he sees like how America's treat like the Middle East, and he's like, okay, well I gotta do something, and then forms the Ten Rings to fight back.
Right.
And then that's how he like develops his character. Yeah, he's like a martial arts master because he's mastered like for hundreds of years.
Mhm.
And he's like the leader of the Ten Rings, this just giant terrorist organization.
Yeah. So here's what they did.
Mhm.
So you know how at the end of Iron Man 3, you find out that the Mandarin is really just an actor pretending to be this character, right?
Right.
They did a Marvel one shot, which is basically like a little 10-minute short of showing like that character getting interviewed in prison. Spoiler alert, by the way. At the end of the interview, the reporter reveals he's like, actually, the Mandarin is a real person. It's a title that was passed down from warlord to warlord over the generations, and there actually is a real Mandarin, and he wants to talk to you. And it turns out that he's like a Mandarin agent, and they bring Trevor, the actor, in to like be interrogated by the Mandarin. So they semi retconned it to make it that the Mandarin is exactly what you like. It's a moniker. It's a title passed down from generation.
And they brought him in because he just like accidentally made this clout around the name Mandarin, and now need him.
And in Iron Man 3, it was entirely unrelated. They basically were like, we need a character so that people think that this terrorist organization is doing this shit.
Yeah, but the main bad guy of Iron Man 3 says that he's the Mandarin.
Yeah, he says he's the Mandarin. Like I said, I think that they kind of that was their attempt to like, retool the Mandarin so it wasn't as racially insensitive as the original one.
As they have a white guy say it.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think there was like maybe not some, I don't know if there's like a ton of backlash from the fans, but a lot of fans were like, that's like really not in the spirit of what it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they kind of retooled it. And I'm kind of excited to see it because if they go with like the modern incarnation of the Mandarin, it is much cooler and it is much more well done. So it'll be interesting to see if they go that direction.
But what is the movie that you guys are looking forward to? Our last like power round. Matt, what are you looking forward the most? Shows or TV shows or books or whatever. What are you looking for the most?
Oh God. Well, I'll definitely say the Book of Boba Fett for sure. I mean,
Say that 7 times fast.
Book of Boba Fett. Book of Boba Fett.
Well, you guys are drinking beer, so I guess that kind of falls under that. But
It's 11% APV, ABV, by the way.
I just drank this tall boy of 4%. Shit.
Cow-
lightweight.
that and Cowboy Bebop, I would definitely say.
Yeah.
Jarrett.
I have to agree with Matt. I'm not really looking forward to the Book of Boba Fett. I think it's just filler. Basically Mandalorian light. That is, while we wait for the Mandalorian. Cowboy Bebop is something that really struck a chord with me, and I'm looking forward to. And then, Antlers. Spoiler alert. It's basically going to be like a Wendigo, plotline, and I love that. I don't know why. I think it's really interesting. Antlers has been kind of in development hell for a little bit and waiting for a release. So I've been honestly waiting for this to come out because it was going to release like last year, like in 2020, but they had to, postpone it because of COVID and everything. So I've literally just been sitting here waiting.
We all have. Sherlock Holmes 3 obviously just has to be said. All right, as a secondary though, I would have to say I'm looking at this stuff. I'm gonna say Matrix 4 because like I said, I'm just interested to see what they do. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I have no idea what direction they're taking it. I want to see what
So you want closure?
final product is. I have closure. I've seen Matrix Revolutions. I know what happens. I want closure of knowing like why are they doing this?
Yeah.
What is their end game here?
Right.
All right. Anything else you guys want to cover? We're running up on time here.
Honestly, not a lot. I think a lot of animes are doing like their last season. Like we talked about, like Attack on Titan, and a couple of other animes are coming up with new stuff. But that's an episode for another day because there's just so much we can go over.
Yeah,
you got it.
Movies and shows are endless. You could go on all day with it.
For sure. All right. Well, this has been our bomb or bust episode.
Yeah.
We told you guys what we think is going to bomb, what we think is going to be a blockbuster. What do you guys think?
And if you guys like this segment and you like seeing what we think is going to be a bomb or bust, let us know on Instagram and our Facebook post. Like our post about it, and maybe we'll do another one.
And also check us out on TikTok.
That's right.
Yeah, we have a TikTok now.
All right. Yeah.
James does all those sexy dances that those preteens do.
Yeah, he did the WAP the other day.
Yeah. He's been getting thick just for this.
Or the busted one.
You ever see that reverse lunges?
You ever see that? Oh, the busted ones where like they accidentally, every time they just go down, the busted song comes on, and then like the light go.
Busted.
No, not that kind of busted. The one where it's like the one where every girl's like popping her ass or whatever. I can see Jimmy like dropping his keys, going down, and it just goes busted. He just looks over.
Busted.
I am an artist. Thank you very much.
I'm an artiste.
He has a pen and paper, then all of a sudden drops his pencil. Here we go again.
I keep trying to bust it, but I'm tummy thick. It's slime of my ass. She just keeps alerting the ghouls.
All right,
Oh
that's
my
it for
God.
me. All right, I have been Jimmy.
This is Jarrett.
And this has been Matt.
All right, you're gonna delete all that, right?
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
the
we
last.
bombed that, or do you think we busted it?
That was the whitest thing
Busted.
you've ever said. That was like even
I
whitest
You
thing.
tried.
are legit fired.